Coffee is done. Oh boy. All right, we're rolling. Might be getting wet. On my brand new 16X. Well, not brand new. My brand new traded 16X, which I exchanged for my nearly brand new Nikola Plus 100 volt. So we are rolling. So I've been trying to go in and just verify the settings for the tilt back and the warnings and all that kind of stuff. I'm having a hard time getting into those settings, and I guess it's because I need to be logged into the app with my KingSong account in order to change those settings, and I have been unsuccessful in doing so up until this point. So I'm basically rolling on whatever settings Josh had set up on this wheel. So we'll see. We'll see how. I'm rolling about 20 miles an hour and it feels just fine. So we'll see what kind of tilt back or warnings we get along the way. Going to Dunkin' Donuts, by the way. Okay, rolling along here. First thing I can tell is I think that the tire pressure on this 16X is a little higher than the demo wheel that I was riding. Feels a little more pumped up. So I'll check that when I get home. I think on the demo wheel, I pumped it up to like 30, 31, and that felt pretty good to me. So I will do something similar on this, as well as sliming the tire. I will be sure to do that as well. I did hear some beeping coming from the wheel as I was approaching 25 miles an hour. So I think, unfortunately, that the speed limits are probably set lower than I would normally have them. So until I can figure out how to get in there to change them, I'm going to just have to deal with it. Because right now we are rolling, according to Wheellog, 22, 23, but I think when I bumped it up to about 25 is where I heard a couple beeps coming from it. Still sporting this awesome convex mirror. It makes getting a full sense of what's behind you very, very easy. Now, I do have to be honest, the actual mirror did come off of the frame. Whatever adhesive they used wasn't very good, I guess. So I did have to put a drop of super glue on here and re-glue it, and it's been fine ever since. But having a mirror that shows you that wide of a field of view is very, very helpful. If you're interested in one, I have the link on Amazon in the description below. All right, I'm gonna try to just get it back up to 25 or so and see if I can hear that. Yeah, there you go. Hear it? Yep. So he must have the warning set around 23, 24, something like that. No big deal. I can handle going 23. It won't kill me. The wheel feels good otherwise. Feels good. This tire, I think this tire is probably different than what I put on the demo wheel. It does feel slightly different, but not in a bad way, but it does feel a little bit different. We actually have like a couple hours of it not being super hot. This is like the very south end of a pretty major cold front. It's definitely not cold here, but at least it's overcast. And the temperatures in the morning, I didn't double check, but I think they might have touched the lower 60s, which is nice. But unfortunately, it's supposed to be very short-lived. Heat and humidity is supposed to roll back in the rest of the week. And yeah, it's November. And we still have some forecast temperatures in the 90s. A little crazy. So from that brief video that I posted yesterday, just of me unboxing the wheel, I did get a number of questions about, you know, hey, why did you do that? I mean, I got a lot of congratulations. A lot of fellow 16X owners were happy to see that I have joined them now permanently. And but there is some question about, you know, hey, why would you trade a Nikola Plus for a 16X? Did you not like the Nikola Plus? What was wrong with it? And that isn't the case at all. The Nikola Plus is a great wheel. I liked it a lot. I just thought after I demoed the 16X, I just realized that I liked the way that this wheel felt more. I liked the styling slightly more. The additional top-end speed you get out of a Nikola is cool if that's what you're looking for in a wheel. I'm not. I don't need it to go over 30 miles an hour, so being able to go 37 to 40 miles an hour doesn't matter to me. And really the only other thing that I thought was nicer on the Nikola was the visuals, the LED light. The LED lights that are used in the Nikola I thought were cooler than what's on the 16X. But other than that, every other category I could think of, I preferred the 16X. In some ways a lot, in some ways a little. So that's basically it. And I could have found a way to just flat out buy a 16X and keep both wheels, but we'll leave wheel hoarding to people like Marty. Because of space considerations, and I'm trying to be a little bit more financially responsible with my PEV purchases, it just made more sense for me to trade it. And I was not sure I was going to be able to do it, but luckily I was. It's weird. I'm not sure if it's the 16X or the helmet or whatever, but it feels like I'm like 10 feet up in the air right now. I don't know why that is. It's a weird sensation. I just feel like I'm riding very, very high. And last time I checked, I haven't had any growth spurts, so I don't know. Here, this is eye level with me on the 16X. I don't know. Does it look weird to you? Keeping my speed around 22, 23. Feels good. Feels good. But I did put my Chuck Taylors on today, but I'm telling you, I'm feeling more and more comfortable wearing my regular sneakers. I think they make my feet feel better. Oh, this is something I said I was going to talk about. Something I saw on Facebook this week in one of the electric unicycle groups. I don't remember which one it was. I was flipping through the messages and I see someone posted a GoFundMe. Those of you that are not familiar with what GoFundMe is, it's like a crowdsourcing thing where you can create a cause for just about anything and ask people to donate money towards that cause. It could be a business, it could be a personal cause. It's been around for a while. But I see the GoFundMe, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Why is there a GoFundMe on the electric unicycle group that I was reading? And I look closer, and it is a GoFundMe for Yoshii. Yoshii, I don't know if he lives in California, but I know a bunch of people know him. He was on a group ride with a bunch of people prior to the LA EUC games. And he was down in those river culvert things, I don't know what they're called, with a bunch of guys. And he was trying to do some sort of trick. Came off the wheel, but the wheel did not go down. The wheel stayed upright and kept rolling. And long story short, it wound up in water. I think it's an ECM. It wound up in some water on the side of the culvert and was destroyed, as you would expect. So anyways, there was a GoFundMe for someone to replace his wheel. And immediately that struck me as very, very odd. I was glad to see that the GoFundMe was not set up by Yoshii. It was set up by someone else, I guess a friend of his, saying, hey, let's get Yoshii another wheel. But Yoshii is the one that posted it to this group. He didn't make the GoFundMe, but he made the post that had the GoFundMe in it. So it was weird. It was a weird situation because, like, he said, because some other people, I said something like, I don't really think this is an appropriate thing to have a GoFundMe for. Some other people mentioned the same thing in a stronger fashion. And in response to that, Yoshii says something like he could buy another wheel, it's not a big deal, which is great. But, oh, we're beeping again. It's great, he said he could buy another wheel, yet that GoFundMe was there. So, and he posted it, so I don't get it. Hopefully he takes it down and refunds the money. You know, in the big picture, I mean, he was doing tricks around water. It ended up badly. It was his fault. It wasn't anybody else's fault. You know, I feel badly that his wheel is destroyed, but I mean, he should take responsibility for it. He should get it replaced himself. He should not be asking others to do that for him. That's just my opinion. And like I said, he did not set up the GoFundMe, but he was sort of promoting it. So I haven't gone back to check and see if it's still there. Hopefully not. And of course, you know, there's nothing, you're not twisting it, and I realize this. You know, nobody's twisting anybody's arm that they have to donate to the GoFundMe. You know, which is true. Some people, you know, if people can spend their money however they want to spend it. I just thought it was odd, an odd request. And also a byproduct of this whole discussion was one of the creators of Wheellog, or maybe the creator of Wheellog, he chimed in on this thread and said, you know, sorry to hear your wheel got destroyed, you know, from you doing things yourself. I'm saddened by the fact that this GoFundMe that was started had over like $400 in it. And he said that's more than I have had contributed to me for the past entire year for my work on Wheellog, which was shitty. You know, and as soon as I saw that, I was a little dumbfounded because, you know, tons of people use Wheellog. It's a great product. It's very cool. Yet no one, you know, donates to that, but they'll donate to buying a new wheel for Yoshii. So I responded, when I saw that, I responded to him and I said, hey, that's a very good point, and I'm going to go donate to you immediately. And I did. I went to the, I'll try to remember to put the link down there if you want to donate to the Wheellog project yourself. I threw him 25 bucks, and it's well deserved. And I believe some other people did as well after reading that. So I just think that's a more beneficial use if you're going to donate to the EUC hobby than buying wheels for other people. And much like what you know, weeks ago when I was talking about some of the stuff Rama was doing, this doesn't mean that I don't like Yoshii. I think Yoshii is, you know, I don't know him, but a lot of people do. Yoshii seems like he's a great guy. Nothing bad about Yoshii. Just my thoughts on the situation. That's it. Nothing else. All right, we're now on the more enjoyable part of the ride where you get off of Immokalee Road. We have these nice paths here to carve on. Definitely feels, I don't know if it's because of the additional tire pressure or what, but I can feel more of the gyroscopic effect on this 16X than on the demo that we had. It's not a problem. I mean, I can handle it just fine, but I can definitely feel a little bit of a difference. Yeah, those of you that aren't familiar with the pricing of a 16X versus a Nikola Plus, there's about a $500 difference. So, I mean, I took a financial hit, obviously, doing that trade, but it's not. But that was actually part of my incentive to try to get someone to trade. You know, seems like maybe Josh was a dollars and cents guy, and he saw the value in it. So, thank you, Josh. Hopefully, you are enjoying the Nikola Plus. He did tell me that it was icy out where he lives in Colorado, so he was. It wasn't a great time to ride, but he was going to try to get out this weekend. So hopefully, he is enjoying himself. We'll take the scenic way here. I want to take like a really, really long ride on the 16X at some point, you know, past Ave Maria. Or, well, I don't know, maybe to Ave Maria and then just riding a shitload around Ave Maria. Just to see how many miles I can really get out of this thing. Because range-wise, I am 85% sure that this will outdo my Monster. which has the, well, yeah, it should, because my Monster has a 1600 watt battery in it, so this definitely should outdo the Monster. Oh, another interesting clip we saw this week, it was again courtesy of Marty. Some guys were accompanying him up Overheat Hill. Marty was riding his 16X, and two of his friends were on Gotway MSX models behind him, and they were on Overheat Hill, the super steep part of the climb that has killed a number of wheels, or at the minimum overheated a bunch of wheels. Morning. And it was kind of a surreal feeling. Just as Marty was about ready to crest on the 16X, in his rear view mirror, you could see, well, on the rear view of his 360 degree camera, you could see the one MSX rider go down, and then within 10 seconds, the other one went down. Both of them blew their boards on Overheat Hill, which is funny. Now, I'm pretty sure Marty has taken his MSX all the way up Overheat Hill. So, I mean, these riders look like they were probably heavier than Marty. But I was a little bit surprised to have them pop out, because the MSX is generally a more robust wheel than its prior versions. So yeah, I told Marty that was a great commercial for KingSong. Just that little clip where he triumphantly crest the hill on his 16X while the MSXs burn up behind him. The pedals on the 16X, they feel rock solid, man. It feels like I'm riding on a table. There's like no forward backwards tilt at all to these things. I guess that's what experimental mode means. I've noticed I'm still not getting accurate battery level readings off of Wheellog. I think I need a newer version of either Wheellog or the KingSong app to get accurate battery level readings. Until then, I just have to look at lights. Or I can look at the voltage level. I do get accurate voltage level readings. I'm guessing that the tire is like pumped up to about 40 PSI or so. I hit a few bumps, and it rebounds off those bumps quite hard. I'm getting old. I need a softer ride. We made it. No bubbles, no troubles. The Dunkin' Donuts ride is nothing on a 16X. Nothing at all. But I am going to stop and see if I can determine a battery estimate. Why is my wrist vibrating? I just got here. All right, yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay. All right, so it says my voltage is a little over 80 volts right now. Top speed 24.3 miles per hour. I'm gonna go get some coffee, and we'll get to test out the reason I bought this helmet. Let's see how this works. It might look a little weird, but it works. Coffee can be consumed. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I wonder if I'll have a lot of wind drag from having the chin piece up. Once again, I follow Marty's lead. Thanks, Marty. Here's to you. So I almost had a pretty crazy impulse buy this week. My birthday's in the middle of December. And since we went on our cruise, which you can watch a recap of our cruise in less than 60 minutes. Since we went on the cruise, I've had fond memories of it. Really wound up enjoying it more than I thought I would. And this week, I had gotten an email from Royal Caribbean, the cruise line that we took on our most recent cruise for Cindy's birthday. I got an email that said, hey, we're running a special 30% off on certain cruises. So I hopped over there and I took a look, and they actually had a 4-day cruise that went from Key West to Nassau, which we went to Nassau on the last one, but it would also be a Nassau stop, so be a little bit of duplication. But anyways, they had a 4-day cruise that covered my birthday, and for some reason, I am known to do this, that something becomes an idea and transforms into reality very, very quickly sometimes in my world. And I was intrigued by the idea of going on another cruise. So I went through the entire process right until the point where you hit the pay now button with a credit card. I filled out all of our information, Cindy and mine. I wasn't able to get a hold of Cindy. She was teaching class, so I had left her a message. And then I did finally talk to her, and I said, hey, what do you think of this? And she was excited about the idea, but then when I told her the dates, she was worried about some work conflict for possibly her and for babysitting for Katie, because Cindy is Katie's only babysitter right now. She said that there could be a conflict with that as well. So long story short, I did not book the cruise, even though I was within seconds. If Cindy would have said, yes, let's do it, I would have booked it. And we would have been going on another cruise. Since then, the impulse has cooled off. But I do think what we're going to wind up doing instead is driving first to Orlando to see the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge attraction, which is supposed to be incredible. And then going from there to the Kennedy Space Center and doing that over 3 days, I believe. Yeah, 3 days. At least Sunday, yeah, 3 days. So I think that's what we're going to wind up doing instead. Hey, hey. Jealous biker behind me. So that's not written in stone yet, but I think that that should be fun. You know, I was at the Space Center once before. Yeah, once or twice. I think only once. And yeah, it was awesome. And we would, of course, take the Tesla, so we would have no gas expense. So it would be a fun little mini road trip. I can tell you at higher speeds, having the chin bar up does catch wind. I got a little bit of a gust while I was riding kind of quick, and it did pull my head up a little bit. So just be ready for that. Yeah, on the open road here, with a headwind, I feel like I'm a big sail. With this being a big wind drag. So I'm gonna try to slam the coffee as quick as I can and get the chin bar back down. Oh, last night Cindy and I, we went to go see the new Terminator movie. I liked it. A little over the top at times and a little silly, but I think that's pretty much normal for most Terminator movies. I liked it. I would give it a solid A. If you like other Terminator movies, you'd like this one. One other drawback of having the chin bar up is my rear view mirror is no longer effective in this position. Not that I need it right now, but just another thing to keep in mind. All right, coffee is done. I have some cool news for those of you that are into the 3D printed electric unicycle stands. I just bought an upgrade for my Prusa. It's called the MMU2, and basically what it allows me to do is have up to 5 different filament colors loaded at once. And the printer will actually have the ability to switch in between colors mid-print. So it will open up the doors to doing all kinds of interesting things, multicolor prints, without it being a hassle. Right now, like for example, on the premium stands that I make, they have contrasting lettering. But right now it's a manual process. I actually have to stop the print at a certain point, unload the current filament, load in the white color, and then let it resume. So this will make that process much easier and allow me to do much more intricate stuff. So looking forward to it. I think it's supposed to show up this week on Monday actually, and then I have to put it together and configure it and test it, but I think it'll be really cool. Still rolling like right below the beep on this. So 20 to 23 normally, and the wheel is at 46 degrees Celsius currently. You may notice that there's been no Halloween ride posted this year. Past, I think, 3 years we've rode Victoria Park at Halloween. Last year we actually did it on Halloween itself, which if you recall, that was miserable. There was just way too many people in there. It was borderline dangerous, trying to maneuver around everyone, a bunch of kids not paying attention. So we wound up not going at all this year, which is unfortunate. I think it'd be fine to go in the future, just not on Halloween itself, because PEVs and lots of pedestrians just is not a good combination in my personal experience. I can already tell the slightly cooler air is leaving the area. I can feel the humidity rolling in. Sun is now out, obviously. So back into the soup. Damn it, I had the coffee cup wedged in my pants pocket and it just fell out. Sure, I could be a litter bug, but that's just not my style. Almost home, like a mile to go. All right, we're home. Let's demonstrate one of the areas that the 16X is superior to the Nikola, the trolley handle, for sure. So that was a good ride. The only immediate to-dos that I have for the 16X is change the tire pressure. Definitely was pumped up a little higher than I would like it to be. Slime it, that's 1 and 1A. And then I need to get logged into the app correctly so I can change the speed thresholds, because I don't need to be beeping at 23 miles an hour. So, but other than that, it's all good. It's a very fun ride. Very happy with my trade. And big thanks to Josh for facilitating this for me. I appreciate it. But I think that's all we have for you for now. If you found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're going to subscribe, you might as well hit the notify bell that's over there somewhere. And feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below about my trade, Nikola Plus for 16X. You know, pros, cons, whatever. I can understand why some people would think that it's foolish. I can understand why other people think that was a good deal. So let me know what camp you're in. That's all I have for you for now. Till next time, Duffman out. Papa. Ah, Papa. Oh, he's not asleep?
He was.
Hi, buddy.
He's at the door.
Oh, I'm sorry. DJ's sleepy. DJ. He's at an age where he likes to roll around a lot.
Hello.
Say hello. Hi, TJ.
Say hi.
Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. So get that camera out of my face.